Hey everybody, this is Dave, and this is HSA Scenario 2 with Ed and Christine Martinez. Alright, so let's look at what the questions are here. There's only 2 of them, so this will go pretty fast. So the amount that can be contributed to an HSA depends on the following: taxpayer's age and type of HDHP coverage, which stands for high deductible health plan coverage, the date the taxpayer became eligible, and the date the taxpayer ceases to be eligible. So the answer is D, all of the above. They all play a factor into the contribution amount for HSA. Let's talk about those. So if we go up here to, this thing's always getting in my way. Okay, so Form 8889. Let's just kind of walk through this. So there are 2 types of HDHP coverages: self-only or family. And let's just walk through this. So line 2 is the amount that you would put of what you contributed that year or other people contributed on your behalf. And then in line 3, we're going to enter the maximum amount that is deductible for these 2 types of HDHP coverages. So the maximum that you can contribute if you have a self-only HDHP is right here, $3,400, and then the max, this is in 2017, and the max for a family HDHP is $6,750. So basically, as we go along these other lines, this maximum amount that's on line 3 will come down to line 8, basically. Line 4 and line 10, they're out of scope for VITA. They're a little bit too complicated. Yeah, so basically you'll come down and line 8 will be that max amount. Then you'll subtract from line 8 the sum of line 9 and line 10. Line 9 is just the employer contributions to your HSA that year. And that'll give you line 11. Then you'll just subtract line 11 from line 8, and you will get a number here for line 12. And the smaller of line 2 and line 12 is what you will put in line 13, which is the deduction amount for your HSA contribution. So that's kind of when they say the smaller of line 2 or line 12, that's like how they determine that it will be the lesser of either what you contributed or the max is. So you won't be able to contribute more than the maximum amount for your HDHP. And if line 2, what you contributed, was above the maximum, then the taxpayer will be required to take that out of their HSA in order to avoid tax. So anyway, so that's one way that the type of HDHP coverage can affect the contribution or the deduction amount to HSA. Also, the taxpayer's age. So get out of my way. So for individuals who are older than 55, they are allowed to contribute an additional $1,000 each year, and they call that like the catch-up. Let's try to find that here. Yeah, right here, age 55. So this is page E4 on the publication 4012. Age 55 or older, look up catch-up contribution limits in Form 889. So basically, you just can add an additional $1,000. As if you're getting really old, you can contribute an additional amount. And on the Form 889, if you are married and older than 55, and you had a family HDHP, then you'll enter that additional amount right here, the 1,000. But if you are unmarried and have a self plan older than age 55, then you'll put that additional 1,000 on line 3. Anyways, so that's how age can affect the HSA contribution amount. Alright, so the date that the taxpayer became eligible and the date that the taxpayer ceases to be eligible. So how these affect it, basically in order to contribute to the HSA and have it be tax deductible, the individual has to meet these 4 requirements right here. To qualify, it says be covered under HDHP on the first day of any month of the year, have no other health coverage except for allowable other health coverage, not be claimed as a dependent on someone else's tax return, and not be covered by Medicare. So if they meet all of those requirements on the first day of the month, so the first day of February, for example, then any contributions they make in February will be tax deductible, basically. But say that somebody becomes eligible on February 15th, they're not eligible on the first day of February, so the HSA contributions they make in February will not be tax deductible. They would essentially become eligible on March 1st. I hope that's not confusing. There's also another rule which is called this 12-month rule. Let me try to find it here. Give me a second. Right here, so I'm on the Form 889 instructions for line 3. So if the last month rule applies, which the last month rule says that if you are eligible in the last month of the year, so December, which means you would have to be eligible by December 1st, then they will consider you to be an eligible individual for the entire year, which is awesome. So if you make contributions in March, April, May, as long as you are eligible on the last month, which is December 1st, then you will be eligible the whole year for all of your HSA contributions. So that's how the date that somebody ceases to become eligible can affect the HSA contribution. Because if you cease to become eligible in November, then you are not, the last month rule doesn't apply and you are not considered to be eligible the entire year. So your HSA contributions only through November, basically, or whenever you cease to be eligible, are going to be tax deductible. So, alright, so hope that wasn't too confusing. You can always email us if you have additional questions, but basically all of these are a factor into the HSA contribution amount. So Ed and Christine are both eligible to make catch-up contributions to their individual HSAs. True or false? So if we remember the rule, you have to be older than 55 to be eligible for these catch-up contributions. So if we look at how old they are, Christine is 56, so she would be eligible, but Ed would not be eligible because he's only 47. And because the question says that they are both eligible, then this is false. Alright, so that's all for HSA Scenario 2. If you have any questions, you can always email us, and hope things go well with the rest of the certification process.